Hello again. It is a special pleasure for me to hold the role of session chair of today's third session at 13th London International Conference. In this session, we will have 6 talks in total, and I don't want to make you wait any longer. So for all presenters today, I kindly ask you to finish your presentation within 10 minutes. And then 5 minutes are reserved for any questions. So I would say let's start with the first title today. Now, it is called Impact of Distributed System within the Medical Field. The researchers are from Kenya, and I hope any of researchers is here now. So Mehmet Utzkoren, Said Omar, Mohamed Farai, Zakaria Ali. Please, the floor is yours.
Our topic, which is distributed systems within the medical field. We are from Kenya, Oba Muslim School. Here are my colleagues, Mohamed Faraj, Said Omar, and I'm Zakaria Ali. So if we go to the research question, it says, what's the productivity of distributed systems in the medical field? So distributed systems in healthcare have led to efficient management and communication and collaboration among the healthcare systems. So in this abstract, we are going to try to explore the integration of distributed systems in the medical field. It's also going to emphasize their role on improving patient care and enhancing data security and enabling real-time decision making. And some of the technologies that are used are the data computing, Internet of medical things, and blockchain. We have some challenges.
So let's get into the introduction. So distributed system, we see they play a crucial role in modern medical fields. So this usually enables efficient and reliable communication. So and storage of data and processing of data across different healthcare facilities and devices. So this system usually they facilitate real-time access to patient records and among other things, regardless of the geographical area. And they enhance collaboration among healthcare providers, support telemedicine initiatives, and ensure the availability of critical medical data. So by leveraging these distributed systems, healthcare organization can improve patient care and enhance overall health care delivery. So that's all in introduction. Now, on to the distributed system. The distributed system are the web-based application for the system. These are supported by the internet. They share the resources locally, as well as today they use the internet. Internet is a fast-growing technology for the data transfer and the client-server architecture of distributed systems shown below. So number one, we have the presentation layer. In the presentation layer, this is where one can input his data. That's maybe login, or could input the disease that he's researching on. And on to the second aspect is the chat flow. We are going to the business logic layer. In the business logic layer, here this is where we have the input or output. Now, regarding with what you are researching on, you will just say you want to maybe input or output, and then it will go into the data access layer. The data access layer, this is where we will access the data. So maybe the data, the data that you have input last time, or the data that you want to retrieve from there. And lastly, you have the data source. This is where all the information is stored. Now I've decided to combine the merits and the opportunities that distributed system gives us. And number one, we have the openness. In openness, the distributed system are in such a way that it is very open and very friendly to people. In that, anyone who does not know about the distributed system will know from whom to get the reference, and from maybe one wants to obtain the information and is not trusting the doctor. Now, in this distributed system, we will input it in such a way in that everyone can see the doctor and his or her qualification there. Number two, we have resource sharing. the distributed systems allow resource sharing in that more than one computers can be used in the same at the same time. Concurrency. Concurrency. This is in a way in that the two computers can access the system in the same time, and the resource sharing is that it allows people to share the resources, maybe the computers and the database. Number 3, you have the fault tolerance. Now, for fault tolerance, I have input a chart here. Let's go to the chart. The chart says maybe, let's say a fault has been detected. We'll just start from here. The fault has been detected. After it has been detected, it is going to be fault diagnosis. In fault diagnosis, this is where we'll just detect the problem that has been is there, and also detect the problem and also try to fix it. Then they have the evidence. Here in the evidence, this is where there's a guide there. There's a guide in which one is guided on how to fix the system. Then we are going to the assessment, and lastly recovery, and the system will be well to go. Number last, we have the scalability. Scalability is a feature in that we can limit the system from giving information. Maybe we limit the system in one geographical area only. Maybe like in a town. This will help us in that while we are testing the system. While we are testing the system, we will just choose a small town. We will just while we are testing it, we will use a small town at first. Then after it has successfully, we can expand it. Maybe it can be used in the whole world even. Next, you have the demerits or the challenges. Security. When the information about the patient's record reach evil hands, this will destroy it. It will destroy the patients. Maybe the doctor may leak the complications that may occur in a particular patient, and it may be used against the patient. Complexity. The database that is used, the system, programming the system is a very complex system. Now it is very cumbersome to create it. Now, next you have the unpredictability. Unpredictability is in such a way, two doctors from two geographical areas may input different ways in which they treated a patient and different records. And in this way, one may be confused to use this one or that one's data. Next, you have the manageability. Managing the system, we need funds for it. Now, for funds, this is another demerit of the distributed system. Now, this is a demerit.
So let's get into the health information technology. So this is a technology that usually uses the systems, the distributed systems, and it provides the umbrella framework to describe the comprehensive management, health information across computerized system, and its secure exchange between consumers, providers, and government and quality entities and insurance. So this tool is usually viewed as a most promising tool in improving the overall quality, safety, and efficiency of health delivery systems. And broad and consistent utilization of the health information technology will, firstly, it will improve the healthcare quality. This is very important in various aspects. Secondly, prevent medical errors. And it will also reduce the healthcare costs, increase administrative efficiencies, describe paperwork, expand access to affordable care. So if you look at this deeply, you can see that it is very, very important.
Sorry, sir, 2 minutes left.
Healthcare system. A health system, sometimes referred to as a healthcare system, is the organization of people, institutions, and resources that deliver healthcare services to meet the health needs of target population. Recent advancement in the growth of medical science has helped, it has shown that it is very effective and efficient, and it has also improved healthcare information. The situations where these meetings are possible, maybe we have an online meeting, like the time where we had the COVID-19 virus, where we had the COVID-19 virus. In this system, the system helped us in such a way the doctors can meet online. Interoperability. It is the ability of two or more components, application, or system to exchange and use information. Using information, the system, it is in such a way that two informations can exchange information in one computer and another. They can exchange. That's how it is efficient. Distributed patient record. They have a great importance in distributed. Maybe a patient, it is important, therefore, a large database and flexible system. The most important is it is advantage. It is advantages is that it reduces network traffic. importance. It is important that maybe you have the primary health centers, like the primary health centers, it has helped them they do this. They store the past history to provide information as the health assistance by using health records to communicate the information for implementation, to perform medical checkups and maintain records of patients in the vicinity of PHCs.
So as you can see, under our conclusion and future scope, so in this paper, we presented a research that is perspective on distributed systems, healthcare sector. By the survey, it is seen that the current operation services are inadequate due to lack of communication facilities between different systems. Also, the present data recording uses in most of health centers to be desired. So we can see that this system is usually very, very important if we apply it, especially in a country that is still developing like Kenya. So that's all. Thank you. Feel free to ask any question.
So thank you very much for the interesting presentation. I would have a question. What do you, how do you see the future of distributed systems regarding, let's say, challenging patient demands? So challenging customer demands, you know, how far can a distributed system handle them?
Now, I'm seeing the future of distributed system in that as the world is now developing, so we are seeing the world is developing. And if we use the distributed system, it will be so efficient in that the doctors will have an easy time in treating. And also the countries that are not developed yet, they'll also be able to treat many diseases, and they'll also be able to track the records of their patients. Sometimes, you know, we may get hospitals catching fire, and many of the information is lost. And so with this distributed system, we can still obtain the information. This is because the information will still be in the data source that is in the main database.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. So are there any further questions from the audience? Cannot see any other questions. So I would say thanks again for the wonderful presentation. You can stop sharing your screen now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much again. And yes, we can move on with the next presentation. Professor Oksana, your topic is scaling of the infrastructure of service organizations of geophysical services. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I will see my screen.
Yes, we can see it. Maybe you can make it full screen.
Dear colleague, thank you so much for your invitation in your interesting and traditional high-level conference. Today, I want to introduce my colleague, from Ukraine, the famous scientific researcher Vnukova Natalia. She worked in Simon Kuznets, Kharkiv National University of Economics. And my PhD student and practic, Roman Shevchenko. He is head department of Ukrainian Naftogaz Scientific Research Institute. Today, Ukraine have more problem, and we need to find the best way for limited resource and find the better. Are you see my screen now? Yes. Second slide.
But you have to switch to second slide.
Okay. And we want to find the better way for use our resource. Now we have more institute when services in Naftogaz Ukraine, And now Geography Service collects system data from subsurf or Earth surveys of characteristic various electric magnetic fields and exploring potential mining, oil and gas minerals. Now more company need digitalization service. For example, that is key performance indication. What kind resource best? Sorry. What kind of resource best we need used? For example, that is re-energy system or that is traditional resource. And service company need help for a traditional resource using.
Sorry,
And-
Professor, we only see a slide 1. Maybe you can change to seconds.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. And unfortunately, now an object our scientific research and about scaling and organization of geography service during the military situation in Ukraine. Ukraine, you know, that is the second country in Europe. Now we used strategical located in order with Russia, which is located near the center of transit roads for oil and gas between Russia and the European Union. And now geographical position stock up on gas in the country and historical aspects of the development of Ukraine as the freedom of life in the country makes a special status in Europe. Now we have more problem in our activities. We need to find the best way. It must be said that we are only the beginning of our research. We hope that will bring something useful for development of oil refining industry. And in Ukraine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 service company which help service used oil and gas in Ukraine. We ranking our service company domestic modernization or world standards. Only one company, service company in Ukraine is really used world standards digitalization and service company. That is the first company with the word Ukraine. And now in over the world change architecture company. Now digitalization, we live in digitalization area industry. And we need change mission Naftogaz Ukraine to be a drive of modernization and professionalism in the energy sector of Ukraine, to provide integration with Europe market, ensuring security and energy supply of competition price and maximizing the value of national resource. And today Dr. Nahaut Nadi tell about decentralization and this centralization energy security. And now we have Ukraine economic have problem with energy structure, and that is mistake mapping about Ukraine need gas or oil from Russia. Ukraine have more resource, but that resource we will need optimization used. And now Naftogaz Ukraine provide technology modernization our system. Now we have digitalization task used compare information system in field infrastructure solutions that can be a republic of the future growth of Naftogaz Group. Now more project digitalization in Naftogaz, for example, that is centralization of solution from Microsoft, moving to the cloud, and etc. Now we have next task, that is first ensuring a unit rooted function, next scalable infrastructure, next ensuring security and confidentiality, and next rapid responsible to change, coordination with other service, for example, in Europa, and data backup and recovery provision and personal preparation. And we have proposition for digitalization Naftogaz. The first step, personal prepared. That is about develop training and prepared plans for personnel to operate in a military situation, provide protection, measuring, and health preservation. And when we used this plan, we need to understand not only objectives. You need to understand what is solution. And next slide, we show about solution. The important solution that is technology drive increases responsible and control. That about the system can encompass communication channels, coordination tools, and real-time situation monitoring and analyzing capabilities. And when we tell about real-time analyzing and prediction, you need understand this enable better resource planning, security provision, and efficient utilization of available resource. Next solution that is about the communication platform. We tell today more about blockchain. Maybe we need modernization blockchain process and system, for example, that used acquiring, that is financial and communication platform. And next solution, that is cloud technologies for accessibility. Next, Internet of Things integration, and next solution that is VR and AR usage for training and simulation. That is can be used for personality training, scenario simulation, and enhancing decision-making, efficient increase situation. That about modeling, for example, in future, what is the better way. And last solution, that is about mobility application. That is about enable person to quickly assess related informational notification and industries even while on the move. and broad areas of work and in scaling system, service system in Naftogaz, we need the stabilization of produced in depleted fields and decreasing the resource base. And we hope in our country and warm, and we will believe in peace over the world. And thank you so much. That is short report. I thank you of your question. Maybe I have.
Yes, thank you so much, Professor Oksana, for your valuable presentation. And now I would say or ask if are there any questions maybe from the audience?
Maybe young scientific have question. No. Thank you so much.
No questions maybe?
Maybe
No, I do not see any questions. So thanks
joking.
again.
Thank you.
Thanks again. The next presentation. Let's move on with with the next topic. It's authors from Kenya exploring the impact of Swahili literature reading on cognitive and emotional abilities among Kenyan students. Implication for academic performance in K-12 education. So I hope one of the authors is here today. Faiza Khalid, Bushra Mohammed, Sumeya Attirazak, Amberin Haq. Is there anyone here?
Hi, no, the girls are here. My name's Ambreen Huck. I'm their mentor. They should be here.
Yes, okay.
Good afternoon, the judges in attendance, the organizers, and everyone watching. My name is Bushra Mohammed.
And my name is Faiza Khalid. We are students from Kuba Muslim School, from 3 girls, and we are going, together with Ambreen Haq, we are going to be presenting.
I'll go ahead and present my screen if that is okay.
Okay.
So, us 3, together with Ambreen Haq, explore the impact of Swahili literature reading on cognitive and emotional abilities among Kenyan students and their implications for academic performance in K-12 education.
Charting its progression from ancient spoken traditions to contemporary literal style.
So, about Swahili literature. Swahili literature has a history that spans oral and written traditions. In the 19th and 20th centuries, Swahili literature began to be documented and disseminated through newspapers and other media forms. But in the colonial era, Swahili literature was changed, or Swahili literature progressed from non-literary forms to other forms like novels and short stories. Swahili literature has been gradually integrated into the Kenyan K-12 education, where Ken Walibora played a pivotal role in this integration. His novel, known as Siku Njema, which means in English, a good day, became a textbook in Kenya where it has influenced and it has inspired many students in Kenya to embrace Swahili literature. But as Swahili literature is being integrated into the Kenyan K-12 education system, there is interest in understanding the cognitive and emotional impacts of reading this literature and how the literature influences the academic performance of these Kenyan students. So let's take a closer look at these effects, beginning with the cognitive effects. So reading Swahili literature has been shown to have positive cognitive effects on the Kenyan students, setting them up for success in the academic world. A test or a study in 2020 by Mwangi and Mwanyumba asserts that reading Swahili literature enhances cognitive skills, such as enhanced memory attention and problem solving among the Kenyan students, where they quoted in their study that our study suggests that reading Swahili fiction has a positive impact on cognitive development, particularly for students from low-income backgrounds. Moreover, a 2019 study by Ochieng and Manyumba has provided neuroscientific evidence showing that reading Swahili literature activates regions of brains associated with language processing, memory retrieval, and emotional regulation. Another study in 2018 by Manyumba and Manyumba states that reading Swahili literature can improve the language skills of Kenyan students, such as vocabulary, grammar, and comprehension. With these studies that I have mentioned, we can tell that reading of Swahili literature has led to the cognitive growth where it would help Kenyan students in their academic success. The cognitive effects that I have mentioned in the 2020 and 2019 studies are linked to educational effects, where it enables students to express themselves effectively in Swahili essays, compositions, and literary analysis. It also facilitates the use of rich vocabulary and appropriate language structures in writing of Swahili. Not only that, it also enables deeper understanding of Swahili texts like novels, poems, and plays. Last but not least, it also helps in interpreting themes, symbolism, and cultural notions presented in Swahili literature.
In addition to enhancing the cognitive functions, reading Swahili literature has been shown to also evoke various emotional responses. For example, the study of Pamela Mbungi, a Kenyan children's literature author, in 2009, her study, she applied the reader response theory to analyze how students respond emotionally when reading Swahili literature and how this helps them to identify and express themselves more effectively emotion-wise. When reading Swahili literature, not only do students enrich and understand themselves better and their culture, they're also able to contribute and have more aware of their cultural awareness. The emotional responses that I have said also set a student to succeed in the academic world. For example, Pamela Mgungi again states in her study, 2009, the emotional effects of reading Swahili literature can significantly impact students' engagement and motivation in the learning process. This means that a student wants to engage more in the academic sphere, therefore it motivates them to succeed in their education and in the academic world. Additionally, the study of Clevia Aiello, she uses the qualitative method and examines how the Swahili literature affects the students' emotions, their thinking skills, and overall just their education. From these points, we can conclude that this shows that Swahili improves the emotional intelligence, empathy, and cultural awareness, therefore leading to a well-rounded educational growth and makes it easy for the learning processes of students.
In conclusion, we have explored that Swahili literature is significant for Kenyan K-12 education, impacting students both cognitively and emotionally. The cognitive benefits highlighted by the study underscore its role in enhancing memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. The neuroscientific studies illustrate how reading Swahili fiction activates critical brain regions, thus supporting academic success. Moreover, the emotional effects emphasize on how Swahili literature nurtures emotional intelligence, empathy, and cultural understanding. Therefore, fostering deeper engagement and motivation within the academic realm. The Swahili literature's dual impacts on cognitive development and emotional enrichment consolidate its pivotal role in shaping holistic learning necessary requirements, holistic learning experiences for nations of growth.
So the next slides are the work cited, the images cited that we used in our presentation today. And thank you all for your attention and your cooperation with us all. And we would like to ask if you have any questions.
Thank you so much for your interesting speech and also for your time management. So you're good in time. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, at the beginning, I want to say that today I see young researchers from Africa participating. This is a good and promising indicator for the future of their country and African continent. My question is that what motivates you to the research at this age? How are you motivated?
What motivates us to research this is that...
Yeah, because they are very young, so they are participating with the good subject. So how and what is the motivation for them?
So our research is based on Swahili literature, which is actually like a part of our studies where we study Swahili. There's a part known as Swahili literature, and we get actually exams about it. So this really will help us in understanding and getting like better answers during the examinations. It will just help us in general in our education, since Swahili literature is actually a subject we study today in this school. That motivates us to just do this research on Swahili literature.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thanks for your question. So let's check if there are other questions. No, I think not at the moment. So thanks again, ladies, for your wonderful presentation and interesting topic. Hope we see you next time at London International Conferences. So now we will move on with the next presentation. Dr. Ibrahim Kurt, I would say the floor is yours now.
Okay, thank you.
And I will.
Can you share my slides?
Yes, I will share your slides, and you just tell me when I have to move.
Thank you, thank you. I don't have an opportunity to share it, but you are helping me. You are so kind, as all times. Okay, my presentation is about cultural identity. It was a question for me in Sociovirtualization platform, how people use their cultural identity and formation in the digital age, because it's something that now in social media we are using so many things about this cultural identity, and its relations that we can see. We can move to the second slide. Content is about the things that we can have a relation between this socio-virtualization and cultural identity. So in digital age, how we are looking at these identities and how we are using them in the social media part. The third slide is about the digital age. In the digital age, the concept of socio-virtualization has emerged as a powerful force shaping cultural identity formation. This phenomenon refers to the seamless integration of online and offline spheres, where activities, interactions, and identities traverse both realms. As digital spaces become increasingly intertwined with our physical lives, they offer new opportunities for the exploring and expressing cultural identities, while also presenting unique challenges. This article examines the complex relationship between socio-virtualization and cultural identity, exploring its impact, opportunities, and ethical considerations in our interconnected world, there are also some risks, some opportunities, some challenges about using cultural identities. The next slide is about introduction to sociovirtualization. Definition of sociovirtualization is refers to integration and interaction between digital and physical spaces where activities, interactions, and identities traverse both realms and seamlessly. Impact on cultural identity. Age allows for more dynamic and multifaceted expressions of cultural identities, challenging traditional boundaries tied to physical spaces and local communities. And the opportunities for socio-virtualization provides new avenues for individuals to explore and redefine their cultural identities beyond geographical and temporal constraints. And the other slide is about opportunities and challenges. For example, opportunities development of diasporic communities, expression of multifaceted identities, and facilitation of intercultural communication. Risk of perpetuating stereotypes, cultural appropriation, and reinforcement of biases through data-driven algorithms. Importance of digital literacy, essential for recognizing biases, confronting misinformation, and engaging in respectful cross-cultural communication. Promotes awareness, sensitivity, and respect online interaction, reducing the risks of appropriation and marginalization. It's something that people can use some other cultural identities or cultural mottos that they have some cultural icons to use for their cultural environment. The other slide is about the methodology of the article. Search conduct across major academic databases using combinations of keywords related to socio-virtualization, cultural identity, and digital platforms. The important thing is here how these three words were used in the research and how we can combine these three words in literatures that we could find. Study selection, inclusion criteria focused on studies examining for the relationship between socio-virtualization and cultural identity process, benefits and drawbacks of digital platforms and influence on cross-cultural understanding. Narrative synthesis approach employed to interpret and integrate findings with the thematic analysis, identifying key concepts and overarching themes. The other slide is about socio-virtualization and cultural identity. We have dynamic creation, selective presentations, and risk. I want to read the last one about risks. Danger of created online identities becoming overly idealized and algorithms reinforcing biases affecting how cultural identities are perceived and understood digitally. The other slide is about virtual communities and diasporic identities. Cultural memory falls. Online platforms serve as repositories where diasporic communities can preserve and share their cultural heritage, including languages, traditions, and histories. It's normal that in online platforms or in social media, we can use these heritage cultural things or languages, traditions, histories, and also digital tools and communities enable diasporic groups to safeguard and transmit unique dialects, cultural practices, and narrative across generation and geographical boundaries. And online interactions encourage a dynamic understanding of cultural challenges, fixed or simplified notions, and promotion of more flawed and inclusive perspective and cultural identity with diasporic context. It was interesting that we have to, before social media, before internet, this digital age time, we have to travel to other countries and visit the historical places and try to see the cultural things and try to understand physically about those things. But now, with the social media, with the digital age, we can visit those places and try to understand these cultural identities through digital age. The next slide is about ethical considerations. There is risk, challenges, and needs. For example, the risk is hate speech. Challenges is not neutral algorithms. Needs is inclusive digital spaces. And stereotypes, the risk that people can easily make groups about those cultural identities. The challenges is reinforcement of biases. People can have other ideas about some cultural things, about some nations. What we need is celebration of diversity. If we have an inclusive understanding of these cultural identities, then we can have a celebration for those diversity in the cultural environment in the digital age. The risk is cultural appropriation. Challenges is amplification of societal attitudes, and need is equitable representation. If we have different identities, cultural identities, so we can give some equal platforms, equal time for sharing their cultural things. The next slide is about digital literacy and ethical use of technology. Critical thinking skills, respective dialogue, ethical, technical use, and stakeholder collaboration can give this ethical understanding of digital literacy to understand the cultural identities in the digital age. The other slide is about case studies and examples. For example, we have two examples here, positive and negative examples. Positive examples, virtual environments of rich spaces of diasporic communities explore multifaceted identities, construct cultural narratives, and challenge rich notions of identity tied to geography. These communities can transcend national boundaries, maintaining traditions and fostering hybridity and cross-cultural connections through digital spaces. It is a rich place that people can share their cultural identities with the others in these positive examples. The negative one is online anonymity can enable to spread of hate speech, harmful stereotypes, and cultural appropriation. Algorithms powering digital platforms are not neutral and can reinforce cultural hegemony and existing social biases. There is potential for stereotypes to proliferate, minority cultures to appropriated, and systematic inequalities to be perpetuated in digital spaces. It's, for example, an issue that we can have in social media if we check our previous screen time in our phones or in computers, what we watch in YouTube or what we watch in Instagram and other platforms, we can have the same videos and cultural things that we are going to watch again, and we are going to encounter with those types of sharings. These algorithms always powering the same things. Is there is something about hate speech, if there is something about harmful stereotypes, so the person can continue watch the same algorithms from YouTube and other platforms, and get an idea that people around the world have the same attitudes and behaviors, non-ethical things they have. The last slide about conclusion and future directions. Transformative potential. Sociovirtualization has fundamentally changed how we create, express, and engage with cultural identities, offering rich environments for exploring multifaceted identities and fostering cross cultural relationships. Ethical practices, addressing risks such as stereotypes and cultural appropriation, and promoting fair, inclusive online environment through digital literacy and ethical technology uses is crucial. The collaboration is also important. Collaborative efforts, multi-stakeholder collaboration among educators, policymakers, technological companies, and cultural leaders is essential to develop digitally literature and cultural component online citizens. And the last one is about vision. The goal is to carefully manage socio-virtualization as a democratic force that amplifies the diversity of human cultural expression while enhancing our shared identity as members of a single human family. So we are all human and we are a big human family. If we pay attention our cultural identities, and if we are going to have an inclusion for all the cultural differences, and if we are going to celebrate the diversity of our these rich environments, so the cultural identities go on in the digital age with the others. Thank you very much. The last slide is a thank to you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ibrahim Kort, for your speech. I would like to begin with a question. And one slide you told us about hate speech, and I know that it is something that is increasing worldwide, and it really makes problem peace, stability, human rights, shared values. So big problems. So how can we deal with hate speech? How can we fight against hate speech? What do you think?
It's a good question. It's something that I think we are going to discuss and find the answers together with you and with all the human beings, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we speak positive, then we are going to find positive sentences and positive environment. So we are going to hear positive sentences. Then we can at first avoid, I think, negative things and negativity in our speeches, in our sentences. I think it begins from us. I think from me, from you, from the person, from the self. I think the second point is if there is an environment that with hate speech, negativity goes on, I think we can also avoid from those platforms, those environments. So it will help us two things that we can protect ourselves from those environment and from those algorithms. Then we cannot find negativity and negative things in our life. So speak positive, stay positive, and think positive, I think.
Thank you
Like
for
Mr. Özdemir, for example.
thank you so much again.
I learned from you, my captain. You are my captain.
Yeah, we are all captains.
So I think time is
Now I think John Oge Tanto, artificial intelligence in cybersecurity, the topic. And John is here, I think.
okay, John. Yes, please. The floor is yours. So, okay, he says we should move on with the next one. So, Dr. Farag, maybe you can just help me. It's integration of a
Okay, the next one is integration of artificial intelligence into education. JC going.
Yes, and
Gerald Musto, Sant Vanyiye, Isaac Kumitai,
Vaniri, Isaac
Branton, Swahili, Douglas Munga.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jesse Goin, and I'm here with Gerald Mutsotso, and we're here to basically break down our topic for you and introduce you to it, which is the integration of artificial intelligence into education and didactic childhood advancement and progress. So let's start. So basically what we'll be doing in this presentation is discussing the ideas that we have written here in the abstract. We'll be giving you a deep understanding and showing you why the world is purposed for a better tomorrow when we integrate AI into education, childhood development, especially in Kenya, our country. So our topics at hand will be personalized learning, intelligent tutoring systems, intelligent content creation, and natural language processing. On to personalized learning. AI in e-learning enables personalized learning experiences by adapting to needs and preferences of individual learners, like, for example, intelligent algorithms. So through this, we can see that we as a student or students are able to be addressed their needs preferentially, like them specifically on what they need, because the needs vary from student to student. So through AI, we're able to design personalized learning experiences which fit the requirements of that specific student, because as we all know that students' needs may be different. Some students understand things faster than others understand slower. So by actually creating personalized experiences through AI, we're able to reach many more students and make sure that each and every one of them understands what they're being taught. On to intelligent tutoring systems. The AI-powered intelligent tutoring systems are designed to simulate one-on-one tutoring by providing personalized guidance and support to learners. And this is very pragmatic, especially in Kenya, where we have, in some schools, in most of the schools actually, we have few teachers, where the number of students is too many for the teachers that are there to handle themselves, which means that not all students are going to get that one-on-one tutoring or personalized guidance from their teachers. Through AI, we're able to simulate this sort of interaction between the teachers and the students, making sure that each and every one of the students is addressed equally and efficiently to ensure that they totally understand what is being taught in the classes. On to natural language processing, which is a branch of AI. This will enable computers to understand and interact with the human language. This will also help in teaching languages in Kenya. For example, in Kenya, we learn English and Kiswahili. So through natural languages processing, we can be able to integrate AI to understand the actual languages that we use to learn in school, which means that teaching will be made a lot easier, very much easier, because as we have said before, each and every one of these learners will be getting personalized guidance, one-on-one tutoring, and their needs and preferences will be addressed. So natural language processing is only adding on to what we're bringing to the table. And then intelligent content creation, natural language generation algorithms can transform raw data into coherent and readable text, allowing educators to generate high quality learning materials more efficiently. And this will also solve the problem of few learning materials in Kenya where, let's say, textbooks and stuff like that, which are not able to reach every specific student in Kenya. Through AI, we're able to create more materials and hence efficiently provide education and high quality education as well. So what are the problems that are facing the implementation of AI as we see it? So number one would be providing the materials. Such materials could include computers for the learners and teachers and any other necessary materials needed to implement AI. Then we go into introducing computer literacy. According to the 2021 Ibrahim Forum report, 50% of Kenyans have access to the internet, but only 29% of the population has a basic level of digital literacy, which means that we need to introduce computer literacy into the community and find ways to integrate computer literacy into the current curriculum that we have right now, which we have written, we're going to show you how we're going to improve that later on. And solving the teacher-student ratio, which, as said before, is basically a problem in Kenya where there are more students than the manageable amount for the teachers that are there. And then learning resources, which is basically solving how and where schools will find resources for the implementation of AI. So onto the solutions of those problems. First of all, we believe that the government of Kenya has disbursed 67 billion shillings to public primary and secondary school learners. This program is, and also the free primary educational program, which the ministry released 7.9 billion for the 9 million learners in public primary schools. This shows that the government basically should prioritize the funds they are given they have for education in e-learning. Means that if they're able to see the physical implications, the positive physical implications that AI brings onto the table of introducing it into the curriculum, we can be able to see that they will achieve proper sensitization and education on the topic, which means that it is very possible actually to integrate AI into the education system, seeing that we have the funds and the government that is ready to fund the education system in Kenya. Now, my
My name is Jerome Tutu, and I'm here to present to you the benefits in anything coming forward in this presentation. Now, when we look at these benefits, we have enhanced personalized learning, we have increased accessibility, efficiency, 24/7 learning support, adaptive assessments, and broad variety of learning materials. Let's get into it. So, what do we mean by when we talk about enhanced personalized learning? Enhanced personalized learning, when we talk about enhanced personalized learning, we essentially talk about how when we have personalized learning, whereby the AI understands how a certain learner absorbs information, it can improve for better quality of information, because we understand that every learner has their own way of learning. So when we have an AI that is able to adapt with their form of learning, it will be better in the terms of education, whereby it will bring about better methods of these learners to learn. A learner may be a visual learner, yeah, and he's only being provided with forms of learning that only help or benefit hearing learners who benefit more from hearing. So when we have this AI model helping us with enhanced personalized learning, it serves for a better world for our learners, as opposed to a world where we don't have AI at all. Secondly, we talk about improved accessibility. Here we say AI-powered educational tools can make learning more accessible to students in remote or underprivileged areas where access to quality education may be limited. Thirdly, we talk about broad variety of learning material. Here we say that AI enables us to access information from anywhere on the internet, thus broadening our arsenal and resources, and therefore providing better quality of information as compared to in status quo in the current world we have today, where we have to depend on textbooks that may be outdated or may not have enough information. When we have AI, we have a broader arsenal of resources, we have a broader reach to find out what we're so curious about, and we are not limited to just textbooks. more benefits. We talk about efficiency. AI can automate administrative tasks for teachers, allowing them to focus more on teaching and mentoring students rather than paperwork. A good example of this is marking exercises. When we have AI, it can automate the marking of exercises, it can automate the registry of attendances, it can automate all these tasks, making our teachers' work easier and giving them the specialization of just teaching and mentoring the students. Second, we also talk about 24/7 learning support. AI-powered chatbots or virtual tutors can provide round-the-clock support to students, answering questions, providing explanations, and offering additional resources whenever needed. Now, when we look at this benefit, we're not necessarily trying to replace teachers with AIs. We're just saying that AI can be used as a tool, by teachers. So when the teacher is not available, these AI-powered bots can provide the explanations that the teacher may have provided if he or she was available. That is what we talk about when we are addressing the 24/7 learning support benefits. Yeah, we're not trying to say that we don't need teachers just because we have AI. We're just saying that AI provides one of the benefits, because this concept is majorly misunderstood and we don't want that happening in this very, very prestigious Zoom meeting. Now, lastly, we talk about adaptive assessments. AI can create adaptive assessment tools that adjust difficulty levels based on student responses, providing more accurate measures of student understanding and progress. I'd like to give the floor back to Jesse.
So thank you. As we finish, in summary, we believe that AI is a game changer for the education center. We believe that it will bring drastic improvements and bring about better quality of education for learners as a whole and a better society as well. Join us in the movement. The integration of artificial intelligence into education and childhood development in Kenya represents a transformative shift aimed at enhancing learning outcomes and education methodologies. AI technologies are being increasingly utilized to personalize learning experiences all over the world, as well as providing targeted educational interventions and streamline administrative tasks within the schools. So basically, I believe that we have shown you why such an idea is worth considering. Such an idea is worth implementing as well. We have shown you why it is better for education as it is right now, and also for the long term, which is going to basically improve how teaching happens, how learners understand things, because you can see that we are reaching a greater number of learners and also having better efficiency through AI. And with that, I would like to thank you for your time. Thank you for listening as well.
Thank you for sharing your research insights with us. Thank you for your speech. And now, do you have any questions? Okay, I think
in your presentation, generally you spoke about the positive side of the AI. What do you think about the negative aspect of the AI, especially in education, especially in research, especially preparing the paper or article?
Okay, so when we look at the negative side, as Jesse has pointed it out, there are many problems. There are not that many problems. The benefits outweigh the problems coming with AI, but we understand that there may be problems coming with AI, just implementing it, especially since we're in a third world country like Kenya, implementing it may be an issue. Yeah, but we believe that we can bypass these issues. Like for the one of implementation, we have the redistribution of funds towards AI production, so that evens out the whole implementation theory. And there's also that misconception where people may say that, okay, when we have AI, what's the use of having a teacher, because an AI can do what a teacher can do and more. We also talk about how we are not using AI as a sole purpose of education. We're just using it as a tool. It's like a textbook to us. We're not trying to replace teachers. We're just giving teachers a tool to make their work easier, because at the end of the day, we understand that human beings can reach human beings best, and AI cannot reach a human being better than another human being. And so we understand that we have these problems and we're ready to face them, and we have provided solutions that can help us solve these problems. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks again. So maybe you can stop sharing. And now I would ask John Oketonto if he is ready to share his screen.
Can you see our screen?
We can see your screen. Yeah, maybe you can make it a bit bigger or full screen.
Good afternoon, everybody. Here today is Clay Gitubu and John Ogentoto. Clay Gitubu speaking right now. So today we present to you the idea of integrating artificial intelligence and blockchain technology to transform financial services for African businesses. So first, I want to introduce you to AI and blockchain. In today's rapidly evolving financial services, integrating artificial intelligence and blockchain technology is crucial. This presentation explores how these technologies can enhance security, efficiency, and transparency, ultimately transforming the landscape for modern businesses. Okay, what exactly is artificial intelligence? AI refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines. It enables systems to learn from data, make decisions, and improve over time. In finance, AI can optimize processes and enhance customer experiences like what we see today. Like, for example, every website you go to nowadays has a chatbot to help you navigate through the website. And lastly, to provide valuable insights through data analysis. What is blockchain technology? Blockchain technology is a decentralized digital ledger that ensures security and transparency in transactions. By recording data across multiple computers, it prevents unauthorized changes. In finance, blockchain can streamline operations, reduce costs, and enhance trust between parties. So what exactly is a synergy between AI and blockchain? Integration of AI and blockchain creates a powerful synergy. AI can analyze vast amounts of data on the blockchain, providing insights and automating decision-making. This combination enhances risk management, fraud detection, and regulatory compliance in financial services. I'll take it to John to tell us about the current challenges facing African businesses.
I'll continue with the presentation by saying the current challenges here for African businesses. Detrimental factors, prevalence of fraud, absence of credit scoring, and reliable risk management, lack of data infrastructure, regulatory compliances, customer engagement, personality and personalization, data privacy, and cybersecurity. Solutions through AI and blockchain AI and blockchain applications. Fraud detection, we have risk mitigation, advanced credit assessment, and scoring loan originating systems, automated customer support, that is chatbots, market analytics, regulation conformance, and financial inclusivity. In conclusion, the future of financial services, the integration of AI and blockchain technology is a set to revolutionize financial services. By enhancing efficiency, security, and transparency, these technologies will empower modern businesses to thrive in a competitive landscape, paving the way for future innovations. Any questions?
Thank you so much, sir, for the presentation. Are there any questions? No, I do not think so. So thank you for your wonderful time management. And yeah, we can read your full paper in our conference proceedings, maybe. So maybe we have some questions later. So thanks again, John Okedoto, for your wonderful presentation. Yeah. So I think the session is finished now. And yes, we will move on with the next session. It starts 15 London time. So Professor Oksana is the session chair.